Hello again, Struckwap. Welcome back to another stream of mine, and it will be Torchlight 3 today. It's gonna be a short stream, like 2 hours, because it's already 8:38, and I should probably stream until 10:30. But yeah, we've got 2 hours of me to try and stream a little bit of the build I just uploaded, fresh out of the oven. I decided to call this build the Golem's Heart, and you probably have already seen me play this build. If you've watched my previous Torchlight streams, you might have seen me play this Coldheart Disc Mage setup. I've switched to Ridiculous today to just play a little bit on Ridiculous. I still think this build right now, the way I've got it geared up, is not ready for Ridiculous, but it was doing Ridiculous fine. My defenses, that's my problem. I have very shit defenses, like very bad defenses. My physical is like 26%, I think. And the others the others are like 39, 31. So apart from the defenses, it's not so bad. I just need to patch those up somehow, and I guess I can easily patch them if I take some items from my other builds, but I don't feel like wogging just for the sake of grabbing some things from the other setups. Let's see if I can put some stuff here. I'm gonna keep farming today. Hopefully I can try and get what's its name? I forgot the name. This entropy item, Molten Reach. Hopefully I can get a Molten Reach. And Johanna Ku is, well, Johan or Johan or Yuan, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but welcome back. And this build has just been uploaded on my YouTube channel. I've called it the Golem's Heart, without the D, just Golem's Heart. Golem's Heart, this build I've been playing in my streams for a while, and there are some things I can rework and I can change. In fact, I'm gonna do one quick change now that I'm done with the build video. I can remove 3 points from the Golem because I have 3 points for the Golem from my helmet. So those 3 points I will put into Dark Spears for cooldown. Okay, now we're ready to do a little bit of Fuzzier. Should I do this? As I said, my defense is terrible. It's just super bad. So me pushing Fuzziers probably is not a good idea, and I probably should just stick to Mapworks until I get some more armor, some more legendary armor that I need, so I don't break my sets and set bonuses. I mean, there are some things I can sacrifice, and by the way, just a moment, I hope they don't kill me. Oh, I'm gonna fix this later. I just realized my socket, my cable socket has fallen. I've attached it to the desk a little bit, but I guess I didn't attach it properly. I'm gonna fix that tomorrow. Big Russ Gaming says, what's up, Struck? What's up, Big Russ? As you can see, I'm trying to farm some stuff. Still trying to get Molten Reach to drop. I mean, I don't know what's happening with this item. Ever since the game launched, I still haven't found that item. Nor have I found any of the Ancient Ember set items. I mean, clearly some items just don't want to drop for me. It's not like it's not dropping legendaries, it's dropping plenty. In fact, sometimes I would get 2 legendaries from the same monster, but the legendaries it's dropping, some of them just don't want to drop. That's how it is for me. And it's the good ones, it's always the good ones that don't want to drop. I mean, Molten Reach is probably one of the best Disc Mage items out there. And this new set, the Ancient Ember set, which would be the old new set with the winter update, there's gonna be a new set. the new set. But yeah, there's gonna be a new set, the winter one, which will be pretty fun. I can't review what I know about it, but some of the things I've seen on it seem pretty fun to implement in builds. I'm happy that they're constantly thinking of adding new items, new weapons and sets, not just sets or not just weapons, but there's a variety of the things they're adding. And all of those things they're adding are not becoming the new meta. They're just becoming something that people can implement if they want for a meta setup, but then they don't necessarily need that for a meta setup, because what was meta before is still meta, and what those new items that we're getting would allow us to do won't be much better than what we can do before. It's just gonna be doing something different. It's just gonna make us stronger in a different way. So it's not like, oh, they're adding new items, well, now everyone needs those new items. See, I've been doing fine without getting Ancient Ember items so far. Obviously, if I get some of the Ancient Ember items, I would want to make builds around them. And I always think about those items in my builds when I make them. But yeah, when the game is just showing your middle finger and not dropping certain items, there's not much you can do. You make a build that doesn't rely on those new items. That's the way it is. I can't wait for the next update so I can dig into the grinding for those new items, and I would be leveling up a Forged. I don't want to level up a Forged and just start with it already leveled up. I want to see how nice it is to level up a Forged. I'm probably even gonna do it on Ridiculous just to see how it fares. Just to see after the rework how the Forged feels. Just something I personally wanna check myself with the new update. And yeah, I've got some things with the Forged in mind as builds already, so I can't wait to be able to test those. And I'm so excited that I can finally go back to making builds for the Forged. It's just nice. It's just nice knowing that that they've reworked a bunch of Forged stuff. Especially the hit mechanic, the swag shot skill, the vent skills being only 2 now instead of 4. It's nice. It's nice having those things. And there's not much time left. I mean, next week we're getting that patch. It could be next week, it could be the week after. They wanted to give us the update next week, but if it's not ready, delay is possible. We'll see. If everything's according to plan, we should get that update maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, something like that. So we can test it on the PTR before it makes its way to the live servers at the end of before the Christmas holidays. One thing's for sure, and so we would be getting the update before the Christmas holidays on the live server. And not just the Christmas holidays, there's so many holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, I think in other countries they celebrate other things. But yeah, there's a lot of holidays, as usual in December. My guess is second, third week of December we should have the update on the live server, so we can play it with non-PTR heroes. Because you know, PTR heroes are temporary. I mean, they would remain on the PTR when it's back, but the PTR is not 24/7 up. It's up for a bit before a big update when we need to use it and give them feedback, and then the PTR gets closed until the next time we need it. But I do love that it's much quicker and easier to level up on the PTR and to just skip that story. skip the boring part of the leveling process. But yeah, I will be leveling up a forged when the update hits. I'm probably gonna do a forged on the PTR without the whole leveling up, but when the update hits the regular server, I will probably start over from the scratch without using the cheat NPCs, so I can test it. But maybe on the PTR, I can try and make a couple of forged builds. Maybe 2-3 forged builds, so I can catch up with the forged. He's been getting neglected on purpose until it's rework, and yeah, on the PTR I'm probably gonna make 2 or 3 different relic forged heroes, and make 1 melee, 1 ranged, and then maybe 1 more ranged build. We'll see. It depends how much time I'm gonna have on the PTR and how good the drops are. If I have time for more than 3 builds, I can try and make more than 3 builds before they close down the PTR. But the PTR is a blessing for someone like me. It saves me a lot of time from having to go and level up the hero and do the story. All I need to do is get him from 46 to 60 and then just gear it up and test skills, see what's broken, what isn't. Okay, is there a boss fight now? I think we're doing a boss fight now. So I'm looking for replacements. Replacements for this level 53 item. Maybe replacement for this. We'll see. Definitely would prefer something socketed everywhere for more defense, because my defense right now is just terrible. This hero is a one-shot waiting to happen with the current defenses. But yeah, Cyberpunk is coming on the 10th of December, and I'm gonna try and do as much Torchlight 3 before Cyberpunk comes. And when Cyberpunk launches, I'm probably gonna spend a few days playing, making content for the game, like reviews, beginner's guides, things like that, the usual stuff I make for games. And maybe even a build video if I like my first build. If not, I can just make one whenever I think it's good enough. There's a lot of things that I would need to learn about Cyberpunk, and whatever I learn bit by bit I will be sharing with others. But as you know me, I always return to Torchlight 3, so even if I'm playing for a while Cyberpunk 2077, Torchlight 3 is always gonna be there. Oh, and the new pets would be fun to try. The new pets would be interesting. Was the next one Plague Bearer? I think it was Plague Bearer, if I'm not mistaken. The next, the next stages, the next set of challenges. Right, Unique's essential. But this is Act 3, and my resistance for that act is so bad. So bad. I don't feel like doing this, but it's Unique's. But yeah. This one's pretty shitty, this one's pretty shitty. So I'm gonna have to do this one. The loading times are still the same. I'm wondering if they even have a way of fixing the loading times for online players, not for offline players. Even if they even know how they can fix it, because they did ask people to send walks if they're having problems with loading times and stuff like that. I think it's just, I think it's the netcode. It's not a matter of pings and stuff like that. It's the way the game is loading things that's making it a little bit slower than it needs to be when playing online, when playing on the server and storing data. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I need to enable the damage numbers. I keep forgetting when I record footage for build videos, for my teaser, for the teaser, I always disable the damage numbers. So it looks a little bit neater, but I always play with damage numbers. I just like to know how much I'm doing when I'm testing new items and things like that. So far this golem, I've gotten him on ridiculous to do 300,000. 298,000, so I'm just rounding it up. But it can do much more. It can probably do 400,000 on ridiculous if I min-max the build for maximum damage. But my priority right now is min-maxing my defenses first, as much as I can. Okay. Let's check what's here. See, 284,000. He can do damage. And he can do even more if I get better weapons and stuff. Yeah, normally that's my tradition. I upload the build. I do my best to try and play that build on the same day, if I'm streaming the same game. I mean, sometimes I would upload a build for one game but stream another game in the same day. Normally my tradition is, if I upload a build video, to either move on to the next one, build immediately if I'm in a hurry, or to try and stream the same build with a bit of gameplay on the same evening as the upload. By the way, where am I gonna find those messages? Those secret messages? I think I need to go this way. I'm so happy that apparently the quests are finally getting changed and we're finally not gonna see any problems with completing them. I'm wondering what they're doing. Would they make it kill X% of the monster's enemies instead of collect items from those monsters? Or what? I'm just wondering how they're gonna handle those quests. What they did to fix it so that we won't see quests that can be completed anymore. Because there's currently still some that are kind of broken. I'm wondering how they fixed it. They mentioned something like completely reworking how quests work. Okay. Alright, let's keep moving. Oh, a Bhakti Vultura. Please don't be Shriekbeak, just not Shriekbeak. Swift Shooter, Vultura Sniper. Oh, I think this guy can one-shot me if he hits me with my current defense. Okay, so anything worth keeping? This mace was actually pretty good for burn builds. I might keep it. But soon we would be all about farming those legendaries. Pretty soon. Once all those broken and missing affixes get added to the legendary items, everyone would want to farm legendary versions of their current strong blue weapons and armors for the chest and leg, even boots. Can't wait to finally start dropping legendary weapons that are worth using for more than just the legendarium. I mean, this one's nice, and I wouldn't mind equipping it if I had another celestial piece to equip of my level. Anything over here? Like celestial piece, level 60. I can equip the pants. I can equip the boots. Those level 36, that's just not gonna work for me. Level 36. 29, no. Yeah, I don't think I've got high level. I mean, I've got them, but they're on the other heroes. That's the problem. I'll do one change though. I'll change this. Oh no, that's gonna lose me 2000 defense. Let's first enchant. Let's try and enchant this. I think I would need maybe poison defense. Let's see. Can I get some poison defense or not? Let's see. What's this? Poison defense. So defense, electric and poison. So if I do this, I would need those boots. And if I put those boots, then I'm losing that duration for ice shield, which is pretty nice. I really don't want to lose it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to lose it. But then this gives me another socket, another slot that I can maybe use. So that's not bad at all. It's pretty nice. Okay, so Okay, so I've patched some of the defenses, but it's still pretty bad. I'm still at 24 here. It's bad. It's bad. 24 physical, 33 lightning, 48 poison. The poison is the best, but I still need a socket here. I still need a socket here. I still need a ton of defenses. So yeah, that's hard to get, I guess. I can put those boots here maybe for now. Just for now, for the time being. And I'm not sure where to put the shoulders. Maybe here. Wait, were the shoulders socketed? They were. Okay, let's try and do another map now. At least I patched up the poison, which is normally what kills me. Unique Harvest Waki, Angered Ancestors, Reliquarian. I'm just wondering if I should farm some regular maps. Oops, O-Traps Infamous. I can probably farm this because it's goblins. Lightning goblins. I just hope it's not the map I think it is. If it's the map I think it is, I'm gonna leave and do another one. Okay, it's a good map. And the quest is not an annoying one. You just need some pancakes for that quest, so let's see. Alright, the lightning bower. Okay. I'm happy that they rebalanced those poison pools. They were pretty toxic. Come on. Let's do this like that. I want to group them up, so let's just give them some time to group up and then boom, AoE. Okay, let's do this. Oh, and someone just subscribed. I wonder who. Try Mosey, thank you very much for the YouTube sub. Welcome to the Struck Club. It is appreciated. And this was very loud. I'm not sure why this was very loud. I need to look into this sound. To see why that is. Let me just open the volume mixer. Maybe I just need to reduce the OBS volume a little. Yeah, after opening my PC case and reworking some cables and installing new PC parts, something's wrong with my sound. Everything's super loud, much louder than it used to be, and I have to manually reduce it. And hi, welcome to the Struck Club. How have you been? Okay, there we go. Alright, let's just group them up like this. Oh, another one. Okay, so if I can get them to stand in the same place, it would be great. Most likely I won't be able to like this. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm full. Okay, let's do this, and let's move. Come on. Boom. That's pretty nice timing for them to spawn. Okay, let's see here. For a poison weapon, it's not bad. For a poison offhand, not bad. Yeah, I can't save every single thing. It just I have to get rid of some items. If only we had more storage, like more bags and more shared storage, not just wardrobes. In a Wooter game, there's one thing that you need to not be stingy with, and that's storage. Shared storage, not personal storage for the same account. Another thing for Chaos Bane, I can't understand why in Warhammer Chaos Bane I only have 100 stash spaces when you can have like 6 different heroes. I mean, you can have more than 6, but 6 different classes in Chaos Bane, and you only get 4 sets on a hero from the wardrobes, and you get 100 shared stash tabs, shared stash slots in the Warhammer Chaos Bane shared stash in the bank. Pretty weird for a game that saves data locally. For example, in games like Torchlight 3, I understand why they're not giving us that much storage, because all of this is stored on a server, and they probably want to save up some storage space. But if you give people a lot of storage, believe me, they will fill it up. Most people would fill every single slot of their storage. Some won't, but the majority probably would kind of fill everything they can to the brim with items. I know I would. I know I'm always filling my... No matter how much storage you give me, I'm always gonna have it filled up. Like Borderlands 3 was a perfect example. There was so much wood and you needed a different weapon. Actually, you need the exact same weapon with different elements. So if you have a looter, you would need like 4 or 5 different looters for 4 or 5 different cases to boost different types of builds. And in Borderlands 3 with 300 shared stash slots, I quickly ran out of those. Actually, it was at first I think it was 50, then they made it 300, and the 300 was not enough, and I was using a bunch of mules. I was making so many mules to keep different items I was farming in Borderlands 3. It was unbelievable. I probably had like 20 something different mules. But it's how Borderlands 3 was designed. It is designed in such a way that you need to hoard a ton of different versions of the same exact item. And in Torchlight 3 you do need to do something similar, but not to such an extent. I mean, I would still prefer to hoard a few different celestial items for different builds. One would be maybe for Absolver, one might be for Holy Fury, one might be for Holy Bolt, or for Entropy, or for Energy Spike. I still feel the need in this game to store items, and I think we need 4 or 5 times the storage we've got. If the game gives us this much build variety, we need storage variety for all those different builds. See, 9 stash tabs is pretty bad. If each stash tab gives you what? 3, 4, 5? Yeah, 20. So 20 times 9, 180. 180, and then if you combine those wardrobes, which are not shared storage, you can have, I think it was 12 of those. Each of those can contain 1, 2, 6, 9, 11. So 11 times 12, that's 134? No, 132, I think. 132. So 132 per class with the storage, if you get every single storage. I hope they would give us more wardrobes. Because yeah, I'm running out of space. They didn't say anything about new wardrobes, but maybe there would be some in the new contract. I won't be surprised. Although it won't be fair. If you make a limited contract, it's just not gonna be fair to your future player base to put a limited wardrobe. So hopefully they don't do it. We'll see. I mean, there's not much left until the patch, but I do hope if there is future additional wardrobes, for those to not be limited behind an event like this Snow and Steam contract. Hopefully there isn't a wardrobe in that contract. I mean, we would all love it if there is one, but if there isn't, people who join later wouldn't feel like they missed out on something by just buying or starting to play the game later. I'm fine with skins and things like that that don't affect your gameplay other than visually. But when developers start adding things that impact your gameplay, like wardrobe, like storage, like weapons with special affixes and things like that, something that's not just a skin, but actually changes something in the game. Well, when those things are walked behind limited time content, it's just not fun. You can see it, Borderlands, and forcing people to farm certain items only during those specific events. Thankfully Torchlight is doing the contracts, from what I've seen, only about cosmetics with the new contract. you're gonna get some gear bundles, but in those gear bundles you're not gonna get some special winter gear. And yeah, you're gonna get some blueprints to unlock one time, so you can craft as much as you can, and that's fine. It's not something that's gonna impact your gameplay other than visually having some fancy props in your fort, and some fancy pet skins, not skills. Although there will be fancy pet skills. Can't wait to see the new pet skills. Okay. What's happening here? Oh shit, I'm full. I'm full. Oh, entropy damage. Nice. And the socket. But where's the other affix? Why only one affix? I think that might be a bug. For a blue item to drop with one less affix. Most likely it's a bug. And it only dropped with 2 affixes and a socket instead of 3 affixes and a socket. Well, I'm just not gonna keep it if it doesn't have another affix. I've got better ones for entropy. Come on. My pet rushed into the room running. I think he's playing with some flashlight. I think my brother's playing with the pet with some flashlight and the pet's just chasing it around the house. Let's see. Alright, let's see here. This laser is so strong it's even hurting my eyes. And that's weird because it's going through the reflection underneath the door and right into my eyes. Okay, let's see. Come on. Alright, there we go. I think I can stop here and check. not rushing for the boss, I'm here to farm stuff. So I'm just killing as much as I can kill. Let's see. Right, there we go. More drops. It's pretty strange how this rare bone quest still hasn't been completed and the map's almost over. And I've killed so many skeletons in this map. Right, it finally dropped. It gave a dog a bone. Did I open this already? Okay, I knew I hadn't before. And there we go. Oh, and now there's elites. I can barely see from this stupid waterfall. Why did it have to drop all the way from the sky and cover this? Right, there we go. Okay, are we there? Yes, we are. Too bad I activated my harmonic form right before the boss, so I kind of wasted it. Okay, at least it's a slow boss. He's pretty slow. He can't catch up with me. Alright, let's see. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not Drat neckband. Let's see. Let's see. A grass cutter. A shitty grass cutter. I wonder when we'll have a system for something to do with our essences other than enchanting. I'm gonna need to get rid of some helmets. think everything has an offhand. Oh, this one doesn't seem to have an offhand. Okay. Let's place that one there. And this one has an offhand. What about this one? This one doesn't have an offhand. Alright, let's put this one there. Maybe I can put this one there as well. And okay, we can go in. What's the time? 9:29. We've got like an hour.
You say that now.
Unix and Livewire. Alright, I'm gonna do this. I've got chance to shock on my weapon, so it works well with this map affix. It's time to hydrate. Okay, let's see now. What's over here? I was not expecting this map. Let's try and keep him busy there with the golem. Boom, surprise. They did not expect me to come from there. Okay. Okay, like that. Trying to activate all those poison balls. I so wanna play a Forged. I'm so impatient right now. I'm super hyped about the Forged rework. Yes, I believe my old Vortex Bomber build with Fracking Strike and Vortex Bomb would be kind of would be playable and would work even better than before. Because without revealing too much, the way they reworked Fracking Strike is they took the old Fracking Strike from the alpha and combined it with another old skill from the Realmaster skill tree, from the way how it worked in the alpha. So they took the animation and mechanics of one old Forged skill and one old Realmaster skill and made a new skill out of those. And both of those things that they combined were a favorite of mine in the way they used to work before. So yeah, I would have that setup that's equal to a Condemned Crusader in Diablo 3, but as the Forged. That's gonna be the build I will make. I used to play such a build in the alpha, and actually have it, the Fracking Striker. You can check Fracking Striker and you will see what I'm talking about. All about spamming Vortex Bomb as much as you can to pull the enemies closer to you, and then using Fracking Strike to build heat, so you can spam more Vortex Bomb, and it's just a cycle of fracking strike to build heat, vortex bomb to spend, fracking strike to build heat, vortex bomb to spend. You're constantly pulling the enemies towards you, and that for a team, if you build tanky, it would be pretty nice, because you would be just keeping the enemies away from your teammates. You would be vacuuming them inside with the vortex. So I'm happy that I will be able to finally play this build again after the Forge rework is done. Okay, there we go. Let's see what's here. Nothing too fancy dropped yet. Okay. Anyone here? Oh yeah, there is. And Ruin WoW EUW says spin to win Forge takes the fire subclass. Well, you can take any subclass with the spin to win Forged. The fire subclass is not a bad choice, but I guess anything is a good choice. See, if you want a more defensive setup, you can go for poison. If you want more healing, you go for Blood Drinker. If you want procs, proc damage from lightning strikes, you can take the Electrode. In fact, I prefer taking the Electrode when I do spin to win. If you want freezing, which is getting a nerf, freezing will not be able to freeze champions, which basically makes it a useless thing in the game. But yeah, if you want freezing, right now you can take the Ice Relic as well for a spin to win setup. It synergizes well with this, with the icicles shooting from you, with Ice Shield as well. And yeah, the Fire Relic is pretty good if you just want some fireballs on your enemies, or if you want to use it alongside Blazing Pillar or alongside Sword Smash. I mean, Sword Smash is probably not the best synergy for a spin to win, because you have to stop spinning to use the Sword Smashes. But Blazing Pillar is pretty nice, because you can just let the pillars be there for a few seconds and then go back to spinning, instead of having to recast it every few seconds. I mean, you're still gonna have to recast it, but after you've built up more energy. So the Fire Relic is definitely a good choice if you want a spin to win build. My preferred and favorite version of spin to win is with the Electrode, just because I'm maximizing the hits per second to maximize the procs per second, which maximizes the damage per second from those procs. So I'm not relying on my spin to win as the main source of damage. I'm relying on my spin to win when I play what's its name, Cyclone mode. I rely on the spin to win to proc other things rather than being the main source of damage. I mean, it's still okay source of damage, but again, they're fixing it with the next patch to finally be moving faster. And not only this, but you would also be moving faster while your heat is high. So the higher your heat, the faster you move. And if that affects Cyclone mode as well, that will be amazing as a mechanic. And there would also be builds that would try to keep their heat high. Imagine if you make a relic build. A relic build that's focusing mostly on relics. And the Flaming Destroyer is very good for such a build on the Forged. And then you constantly keep your heat high. You don't vent it. You don't use a vent skill, you just use heat builders every now and then, and your main source of damage doesn't come from your own skills but from the relic skills. And this is doable. This would be a viable build so you can just keep your heat high without venting it. And this would be pretty nice. Or you can keep your heat high and constantly vent with the wheel, the Mountain King wheel, the one that returns heat when you use a vent skill. It used to work very nicely with Fracking Strike, but since Fracking Strike is no longer gonna be a venter, I'm wondering with a Vortex Bomb build or a Cold Launch build. Fun Horror is back. Back to Torchlight 3 for a while, for the time being. I mean, I can't neglect Torchlight 3 for too long. And I wanted to make this build ready before next week's PTR patch. Just so that... just to get it out of the way. I've been postponing this build for a long time. Today I put it on my YouTube channel. For anyone who wants to look up the build, you can either check it on my website or on my YouTube channel. So struckweb.xyz, it's already there. I called it Golem's Heart. Golem's Heart is the name of this build. I slightly reworked it. I reworked it different than the video. 3 points. The difference is 3 points. My golem is level 10, but it's actually level 7. In the video, it's actually level 10. Because I had this level 10 plus 3. But the plus 3 didn't really do much. And I put those 3 points into Dark Spears so I can get some cooldown increase. And those 3 points come from my helmet. In the video, I intentionally didn't use those 3 points, so I don't confuse people who may not have noticed that I've got extra skill points. The crit on Snowstorm is going away. It's not going to get fixed because it's gonna get replaced. First of all, freezing will not work on champions, which makes freezing pretty much worthless, unless you're struggling to kill trash mobs. And if you're struggling to kill trash mobs, then there's something wrong with your build's damage. So yeah, freezing will no longer freeze champions. And one way to fix Snowstorm would be to just replace the tier 3 bonus with something else, and that's what they're doing. They're gonna replace the Snowstorm tier 3 with something else. So I guess they couldn't fix it and decided to just replace it. Yeah, they're taking away ice crowd control. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's got. We'll see what it's got. I mean, right now the only thing you've got on the ice is Snowstorm, Ice Shield, Cold Front, and Ice Golem. The passives are pretty much dead on arrival, and have been. The only good passive is the one that exists, Energizer. And this one is kind of okay, but not really. So you could probably use Snowstorm just for the damage bonus. It's still not bad, but yeah, the freezing is kind of getting killed. I think they were a little bit overly aggressive with this change to not be able to freeze champions. Although it definitely was super fun when I could freeze a champion. And when I could keep champions frozen 24/7. I understand that how they might think this is overpowered and nerf it, but I mean, we're not a competitive game, are we? So what does it matter if someone is having fun by constantly freezing the enemies, by sacrificing some other things to get this done? But in co-op it could be very powerful. Freezing champ can just be focusing on freezing and another person can be just doing damage. And the enemies won't do much. But yeah, taking away the crowd control version, the crowd control part of the Coldheart leaves you with the Golem nuke, with Snowstorm used just as an aura for damage, and with Ice Shield. I guess that's it. But yeah, if a build is struggling with killing the trash mobs so much that they need the extra freezing of trash mobs, then there's definitely something wrong with the build. If you need freezing for all the little enemies, and since that's the only thing you would be able to freeze builds, rip freeze builds, rip. They might as well just remove freeze from the game as a stat, because yeah, that's kind of how it is. I don't see people wanting to invest into a freeze build after that change. I know I won't be putting my points into freezing. They're nerfing the weakest relic. Well, I mean, yeah, it is the weakest relic, but it has some very strong things in it. Weakest in regards to damage, but being able to freeze mini bosses is pretty strong. And the Golem does a ton of damage. With that Golem on ridiculous with min-maxed weapons and damage, I can probably go over 400,000 damage per hit with the Golem. But the problem with the Golem is you need 100 energy to do damage. First you need 50 energy to summon it, then you need to wait 3 more seconds before you can use the recast skill, and then you get the damage on the second cast, which is pretty underwhelming, because the damage you do for the time it takes to recharge 100 energy, and with that 3-second cooldown, you're obviously gonna see what I mean by it's not really that worth it. I mean, yeah, he does a ton of damage. 870% weapon damage is a good nuke. It's more than my current Absolver and more than my current Entropy. So it's not like the quest doesn't have damage. It just doesn't have damage the way people would want it to. Like the Golem is it's not obvious to understand that the Golem is super good as damage source. There's just one thing I wish they would do to the Golem, and that's to make it do damage. I'm not saying make it do 870% damage when you first cast it, because see, 870% weapon damage on the first cast would be a bit too much. But if they make it do 300% weapon damage on the first cast, and then every time you recast the other number, that's gonna be nice. Or even if it's 400, it's still not gonna be overpowered if you make it on the first cast to do half of the damage of the second and any consecutive casts. But the Golem is super buggy right now because it triggers on hit procs. It triggers the damage reduction for melee attacks with its tier 1 chilling aura. It triggers passives like Large Bores, the passive where if you have a Digitus or a pistol or a rifle equipped, there's a chance to shoot things. So it's a bit overpowered in this regard. I'm gonna try and show you what I mean. See what's happening now. Just pay attention to my light and dark buff bar. I'm not fighting. It's just the aura of the Golem. And and I have Fighter Spirit, which is 50% damage reduction. So my Light and Dark buff bar are constantly getting charged because the Golem's aura, even though it's not doing damage, only 6, it's triggering on hit, on basic attack hit things. It's also triggering large bores. And hopefully this gets fixed with the next update, but if you want something broken, you can you can enjoy it while it lasts. But the strongest thing about the Golem is this thing. He's just pretty strong in that regard. Okay, let's keep checking stuff. But yeah, this is the one super OP strong thing about the Golem. Well, yeah, but what else have you got that does this much damage? You can't do as much damage with Sword Smash or Blazing Pure for just a single hit. Sword Smash does what? 3, 4, 500 damage maybe? I can't remember exactly how much the damage of Sword Smash is. I don't have it right now, but yeah. I mean, it's not amazing damage, but it's good damage when you need it. But yeah, it definitely costs a lot of energy. Although 44 energy is actually not the real price. The real price is 50 energy. 44 would be the price if you have energy cost reduction. Although you can probably get it to 30, 37, 38. I'm pretty sure you can get it to 10%, no 10%, 20% energy cost reduction if you stack enough in your items. But then you're sacrificing other things, so... He's not as impressive, but again, if they make it a little bit better, that Golem, he would be someone I wouldn't mind making more builds around, but for now it's kind of so-so. What builds I recommend for speedruns? Electrode builds. I would say electrode builds are pretty good for speedruns. Realm Masters are super strong as well. For example, the Bane Train, my version, what did I call it? Miasmic Train. If you look at my Miasmic Train build, it's pretty strong. Or you can try Electrode Realm Master build as well. I mean, the strongest, the meta setups right now are Realm Masters with Bane or Realm Masters with Flamethrower Car. With Flaming Destroyer, I mean, or Realm Masters with Electrode. But you can do Electrode on any hero and it's still gonna be pretty strong. But you're gonna be a little bit squishier on some heroes compared to a Realm Master. Especially on mages and sharpshooters. But mages and sharpshooters can have a ton of damage with the right items and an Electrode setup. Let's see. Let's do this one. Yeah, Blazing Pure hits more than once, but it takes a while before it hits, and the enemies can move away. And the Blazing Pure is not as fast at following enemies, so it has its downside. Whereas with the Golem, you get all that damage at once, so there's no risk of the enemy running away, moving away from the Blazing Pure, and you get it at one big installment instead of a few small installments of damage. So they all have their own pros and cons. Spectral Spider, for example, also can be used as a nuke with those bombs, but you have to make sure that an enemy is getting hit by the bombs from the tier 1 bonus or whatever it was on the Bane 50 energy skill. Then when it comes to Conjure Electrode, if you're not doing a casting speed, attack speed setup, Conjure Electrode is pretty underwhelming as a 50 energy cost skill. Drain, on the other hand, is amazing because it heals you and it does damage, and it can do it twice to enemies around you. So even though it doesn't do much damage, that healing and it being KOE to enemies around you is pretty nice, and the fact that it can shoot some projectiles as well. Drain is my favorite butt drinker skill. Drain is just amazing. I mean, you can just check how many Drain builds I've got and that's gonna kind of tell you how much I like Drain. I think I've made a Drain build with every class. So yeah, Drain, the Drain Rain. It's the Rain of the Drain skill. I've got a Drain Train, I've got a Punch Bot Drain of what, which can be either bunches of punches or spin to win. I've got the Drain Shooter Strikes, I've got the Torch Mage. So yeah, Drain builds are fun. It doesn't cost 1/4 of the Golem. What do you mean it costs 1/4 of the Golem? Drain costs 50. With the upgrade, I think it goes all the way to 25, and with some cost reduction, you can probably get it down to 20 or to 18. But it has the same base cost. All those skills I mentioned are 50 energy base cost. But yeah, they need to add to the Golem something that reduces... See, I think the tier 2 bonus needs to be changed. Instead of freezing, I'm fine with the Slam being larger. The Slam being larger is nice. But I would love to see this decreasing the energy cost by half. So 50% less energy cost would be pretty nice for the Golem as well. If we had 50% decreased energy cost on the Golem, things would be much better. It would be much better for him. But yeah, we gotta give the devs feedback about things like that. When we think something is just underwhelming, we should be vocal about it, otherwise we're never gonna see changes. Until some developer decides to play with such a build and realizes how weak it is compared to others. And that's why I never shy away from weak builds, or from underpowered builds, or for builds with the Coldheart that are underpowered on arrival. So that it's easy to see. The difference between this and something else. See, right now the majority of my DPS comes from the Dusk Mage skills, and if I remove the Golem and I only use Ice Shield and Cold Front, then the build is still gonna be fine. It's not gonna suffer, because I'm still gonna do enough damage with Entropy and with Absolver. Oh wow, so many. let's see. $50 relic to summon and 25 to slam is fine, but then it really needs to do a slam on summon. But yeah, I do agree. 50 relic to summon and 25 to slam would be fine if you have the tier 2 bonus. Because otherwise it would be overpowered if the 25 to slam doesn't require an upgrade. It's just not gonna be fair. The same way how it's not fair right now, where the golem doesn't have a minus 50% change to the cost compared to other skills. If this becomes 25 to slam without needing an upgrade, then it's not gonna be fair and it's gonna be a little bit overpowered. But yeah, just check this tier 2 bonus. Tier 2 bonus, Ice Golem Slam is larger and costs half the energy. This is it. So you still have to pay the full energy to summon, but not for the slam. And then we're removing this useless freeze, now that freeze is getting nerfed. And we are retaining the width of the slam with this. And yeah, I've already said this. The tier 3 of the golem needs to be the same as the ice shield icicles for the pet. This is exactly what I've been saying the other day, and that if they make something like this, it would be so much fun to synergize ice shield and the golem, and together with your pet to cluster up all three of you together. It would be amazing. Instead of those falling icicles from the sky, to have the pet icicles when using ice shield would be much better. So I'm glad to hear that there's another person who thinks the same way as I do about this tier 3 bonus of the golem. I mean, send them those ideas. Or if you have a note, let me know and I can upvote that note. If not, I need to remember to make a note for something like this. Yeah, Ice Shield is a major source of DPS for Coldheart. Ice Shield is definitely a major source of DPS for Coldheart right now. Keep in mind we're getting some frosty chilling items or whatever. You've seen some screenshots already of the upcoming items. So yeah, new item set of legendary armor and new mace, new sword, new shield and new focus. And the mace, sword, shield and focus are a set on their own. Without revealing too much, they are one big set that you need to have 2 items equipped. Any 2 items. The same way with set items you need 3 out of 6. With those you would need 2 out of 4. Obviously you can't wear a shield and a focus, and you can't wear the 2 weapons, but you have a choice of one of the 2 weapons, the sword or the mace, and the shield or the focus. And that's a very, very nice way of handling sets. Mini sets. I like that. I like that approach, giving you some flexibility to get that bonus, regardless whether you want a defensive or utility build. Someone might want to play defensive but still get that bonus. Then bam, swap that new shield on it and be done with it. Someone might want more mana again for a certain build because they're spamming. Then boom, swap that focus item and be done with it. Someone might be playing a Blood Drinker basic attack build and might wanna equip the sword. Another one might be doing basic attack with mace on the electrode and would wanna equip the mace. It's super nice, giving us some flexibility in that regard. Alright. What's here? Gauntlet? No, thank you. So basically shitty maps. Let's do this one. I'm not sure why I'm pushing the Fazir. I could just start farming for some infamous or some unique maps, unique gear wacky maps. I mean, my RNG work in this game, as you've seen, is. I mean, I'm getting a ton of items, but those items are mostly useless to me when I get legendaries. 80% of the time it's something that's worthless. And yeah, still not getting the stupid Molten Reach ever since the game launched. This item just doesn't want to drop for me. The same way that ever since the Gear and Goblins update, it just hasn't dropped yet. Not a single piece, not one piece of the Ancient Ember set has dropped for me. From farming, from gear bundles, it just doesn't drop for me. Hopefully they've changed those drop rates with the next update. It's super discouraging when you know there's an item out there that you want to try a new build and you just can't get that item. The game just keeps showing you the middle finger. If I wasn't a streamer, I probably would have stopped playing Torchlight 3 for a long time ago. And given it some time to improve certain things with the drops. Because I definitely understand why many people quit the game and are not gonna return until there's some more improvements with more endgame other than the boring Fazir dungeon, and with more improvements to the way how things drop, and improvements to the stats and affixes that you can get on items, and improvements with re-rolling stats and affixes. Basically what the developers said is that they want the chase to never end. They want for you to never get a min-maxed setup in the game. They want the wood chase to be infinite. To never have a best in SWAT item in the game. Which is super bad way of thinking. Super bad way of thinking for a Wooter game where people's major motivation is getting that min-maxed setup. Getting everything in the setup done so they can move on to another build. And this is what I think they're not understanding, how players think. If they think that the wood chase should be endless for one build. Believe me, many more people would play the game if they implement a system to reroll affixes on items to be able to min-max one item. Because people don't stop playing when they're finished with one build. They just switch heroes or switch subclasses and remain the same class, just a different subclass. I mean, you have so much variety, yet you're trying to push your ending and min-maxing for hundreds of hours on the same class. Then what's the point of having so many classes and subclasses if it's gonna take so long to min-max one build? If you're never gonna be able to get that one drop with the perfect stats on it. It's just discouraging if you have to spend 1,000 hours and still not have a guarantee that if you spend 1,000 hours you're gonna get that one sword with those 4 stats you want on it. You might spend 1,000 hours trying to get just one item min-maxed, let alone 11 items or whatever. How many items have we got? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 items. Yeah. So yeah, when there's no guarantee like that, it's just so discouraging. And it's like I'm under the impression that they think people play a game to get a hero geared up and then quit instead of creating a new hero. Which is exactly the opposite of what people do in those games. I mean, yeah, there's probably some people that would stick to that one class and never change it, and never change their subclass, and never make an out. But the majority of us do create outs. The majority of us like variety. We play with one hero, we play with the next, we play with one subclass, we play with another subclass. And that's the beauty of games like those with good build variety. But after I heard that in one of those dev meetings, after I read that the wood chase, did I read it or hear it? I can't remember. They either said it or wrote it. I think they said it in chat. That the wood chase needs to be infinite. In regards to never being able to get the best in SWAT item. It was exactly the last thing I expected to hear from them. And it really surprised me that they think this way. Okay. Come on, come on. But yeah, I'm always gonna say this, Diablo 3's affix rerolling system is the perfect example of a system that that belongs in any type of looter game. In games like Godfall, in games like Borderlands, in games like Path of Exile, like Diablo, like Wolcen, in all sorts of games like that. If you have something similar, the way they've done it in Diablo 3 or in Chronicon, where you can change one affix with another one, and that can go in that same slot, as long as you have materials. This is a very, very good way of winning people, winning players, making players want to play your game, encouraging them, knowing that the time they spend playing the game would eventually pay off, instead of having to rely on RNG for every single little thing in the game. If you leave everything up to RNG, that's lazy development and unimaginative, uninspired development. If you leave every single thing to the RNG. You want affixes? Pray to RNGesus. You want items? Pray to RNGesus. That's not the way it should be. I mean, yeah, RNG should be the starting point. And then you should allow people to fix the things that RNG did wrong when it dropped you that item. Give people materials per hour, like they get X legendaries per hour, they turn those into materials if they don't need them, and then they bit by bit upgrade their item, perfect it to that one amazing piece of equipment they want for that SWAT, and then they move on to the next one. And that's how I think it should be. And Diablo 3 did it pretty well in that regard, and Chronicon did it pretty well in that regard when it came to item customization. Even Last Epoch did it pretty decently. Yeah, in Last Epoch with crafting items break, but you still have the opportunity to try and craft a OP nice item with the chance of it breaking, obviously, so you have to be careful how you craft it there and what you put to tier 4, what you put to tier 5, what you put to tier 3, etc. Duplicated bosses? Okay. Oh no, it's not a boss. Just one of them is. Alright, there we go. Neckband of electric warding. Okay. What's the time? 10:14. Alright, I've got time for 1 or 2 more maps, depending how long it takes me to do those maps. Come on, game. I know you want to vote. There we go. Why am I saving this? What's the next one?
Oh, are you sure?
Ancient Ancestors. I'm not sure who thought this is a good idea and the way it's handled right now. Alright, I'm gonna stop pushing and I'm just gonna try and find a good map to farm uniques and wife-bound scroll. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do uniques. I don't have the time to look through every single map challenge. I'm just gonna take the first one I see. That seems fun. Alright, let's see here. Moving on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright. Oh, wait. Silky webbing. And just like that, I used the ult. Well, they died pretty quickly. There wasn't many of them, I guess. And now my harmonic form's over. Okay. There's that. Another silky webbing. So just one more silky webbing and then the map's done. See, this freeze feels so fun. It will be missed. It will definitely be missed to have that freeze on champions. Oh, come on, come on. Am I done with the quest? I can probably just finish the map and I can start another one. Because I'm not gonna get anything better if I keep doing this map. This is the map with the least amount of density. So yeah, I'd rather just finish it quickly and start a new one. Plateau of Scientists. Oh, Duggo Bug. Duggy Boy. The Duggo Bug boss. Let's see if I can burst him. Burst. Yes. Duggo Bug down. Right, let's see. Okay. Damage with Absolver. No defense. No offense, but no defense. So I'm at 18,000 gold coins. By the way, we're trying to. I think the developers agree with us that maybe now a slight increase of the gold cap would be reasonable. Because we have much more things to use for gold things. We have gambling, we have enchanting, we have respectacles, and soon the style stations as well. So that's gonna be 4 different things to use as gold things. And this current gold cap, I think in the last meeting with them, I think we kind of maybe. I'm not sure who of them I heard talking about that, but one of them said that maybe yeah, it's due for an increase finally. They said that they designed it. They put this gold cap because there weren't that many things to use your gold on before. But yeah, since they've added a bunch of things and they constantly keep adding stuff, the gold cap really needs to be increased. I think 50k is not too much to ask for. But even if it's like 35, 40k, it's still not gonna be bad. But I think 50k is a very good number. Much better than 20k in regards to gold cap. Right, let's keep pushing. So much siege, so much siege. Which way first? No, not this way first, the other way first. Okay. So many. Need clear out the little trash mobs, so that when they spam siege, it's not too many of those stones. Teleported. Let's see, like that. And there we go. He's gonna spawn now. Okay. This one's tank. I can see its HP. It's okay. I finally see the HP of the enemy. Nothing worth keeping. Come on, come on. There we go. Okay, what's the time? 10:26. Let's wrap up this map, I guess. Okay. Wow, that's a long one. For a dead end. At least they've added more dead ends into those maps, more variety, but I am still missing the old Hivit maps that they somehow decided to remove from the Hivit map pool. Every single Hivit maps looks like a copy paste of the same. It's the same dungeon. It's the same dungeon with a slightly different layout, and it didn't used to be like that. It didn't used to be like that. Now we just have this one, which is the cave, grotto, or whatever you wanna call it, layout, and the cemetery with poison skeletons and things like that, and that's it. We don't have any other Hivit maps, and there's so many from the quests, from the story, and there used to be in the old mapworks some open air, not in a dungeon Hivit maps. Not sure why they decided to remove them though. I don't think they should have removed them. It was nice having that extra variety in this frontier, in this act. Maybe they're currently working on making some of those more user-friendly, because one of them required a lot of backtracking, and definitely wasn't really user-friendly, but at least it had a lot of spawns, and in the alpha I liked farming that map for XP, because it had a ton of monsters, very nice density back then. Wow, this map never ends. The endless map. Ah! Yeah, that's a lot of damage at once. I'm surprised I survived this bursty burst DPS on me with my shitty resistances. Thankfully poison is actually my highest resistance, but it's still pretty shitty. Anything under 60% elemental and 40-45 physical is bad resistance. And that's without wife-bound items. With wife-bound items you're looking at getting 70 or more percent of the elemental resistance, and probably close to 50 regular physical. If you decide to wife bind every single thing and just go for blue, which is never that good of an idea to go for only blue wife bound items across everything, every slot. Right, let's wrap this map. I'm not gonna fight those enemies here. Oh, there aren't no enemies. There aren't enemies here. Just a few. Let's just go for the boss fight and finish the map. So I gotta go and give my pet some medicine. Let's see. My pet just drank some water and now he's staring me into the eyes. I guess he wants to tell me, hey human, feed me, give me medicine and feed me. Although I doubt he would want me to give him the medicine, he never likes it. But at least he gets treated with some food after taking the medicine. Rahu says welcome back to Torchlight Struck. Thank you. Thank you for that. Alright, let's just... I guess that's gonna be it for today. It's already time to go give my pet some food and stop streaming. And thanks everyone for watching, for tuning in. We'll be seeing each other on my streams with Torchlight 3 soon when the patch lands. So next week, I don't know when, probably Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe one of those days, there would be the patch, and that opens up the Snow and Steam update to the public test realm. So thanks again for tuning in on Twitch and YouTube. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye from me.